Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I am in Spring Branch, Texas at the Guadalupe River State Park. And I have a little map here actually with some points of interest and some cool stuff to look at. There's trails. Last time I was in Texas, I never camped and I was kind of upset when I got back. I was like, I was in Texas for a good chunk of time and I never camped. So this time I made sure that I had a campsite. So here's a quick video of the campsite itself. We got a table, we've got a lantern pole, which I got my hoodie hanging on. It is super hot right now. I believe it is like 86, which I am not used to. But we've got a campfire pit. There is a burn ban, can't burn anything. You can use propane though on like a little burner. That's what I brought. And here's a pad if you were going to camp in a tent. We're just basically gonna hang the hammock back in here somewhere. So I want to thank Onewind for sending me this hammock. And this hammock was actually recommended to me by my friend Tony at Random Adventures 2.0. This has a bug net that hangs over the top, which you really need that here in Texas. That is something I've come to realize, that even though at my house it is 20 degrees and snowing, here in Texas the mosquitoes are already atrocious at nighttime. So Onewind sent me this hammock for free to try out, and I really appreciate it. So let's get this pulled out of the bag. I'm super grateful I was able to have a hammock or a tent down here because my luggage, you know, keep in mind I come down here on a train, I don't have much room for luggage. So I wasn't able to bring a tent or a hammock. Right there we have our tree straps, so let's get that done first. I like this spot right here. We're over a bunch of limestone that looks really interesting. But I ran the tree straps, one over there, one here. This giant hornet or whatever it is keeps flying in my face. Look at him. I would film this setup, but you guys know I suck when it comes to setting up hammocks. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get it done. I have the double hammock set up. I've done it wrong 3 times in a row. I was patient and I think I have it now. Right here there's a hole, right, in the mesh. Other than that, the mesh goes all the way around this hammock. Well, once you're in there, you can simply just cinch this window shut. So you step up in, sit in the hammock, and then once you're in there, you zip this up, and you're completely sealed from mosquitoes and any other bug from getting at you. Now, since I have the ridgeline done, it's a really cool design. Pretty much you just pull this cord this way, and you grab this little finger loop and pull it that way, and it tightens the ridgeline separate from the hammock itself. We're in the hammock. Make sure. And if I have it right, I will simply make it a little bit higher. But even though I'm getting out of here shortly, just to show you how this mesh works, here's this little cinch. I'm not going to do it all the way just yet, but just like that, it cinches up. So here's a little problem with wearing Crocs in Texas, okay? Sometimes I'll just feel a real quick sharp pain in my foot, and it's because there's either cactus thorns or there's thorns off of brush. Like, these are just covered in big spikes. Here's a little branch. Look at that. It just stabbed me in the foot. Yes, I know my Crocs are worn out, but I really use them until they're gone. So right now I'm trying to figure out what my plans are. And they have some really nice maps here. There's a few of them. This is the trail map. But there's a handful of different trails, and they actually have the times on the back on how long it takes to do each trail, or if you loop it, and if it's moderate or easy. There's no, okay, so there's moderate to challenging. We'll pick a few. My leg's pretty messed up from all the stuff I've been doing the past few days, but I want to do a couple of them at least, or what I can. And then I want to swim later, or at least just kind of sit in the water because I can't swim. For right now though, I have some dry sausage. This was from a butcher shop in New Braunfels, Texas. It was Grand Zine's meat market. And this is dry sausage. It's kind of like dry cured and just smoked. Smells pretty good. It's real greasy. You know, you could like cut this up and put it on a tray. So I just walked from our campsite, which is right on the end of that cedar sage loop, and right there's where we are. So there's this trail, but I want to show you guys real quick because we don't have cactus. I've always found cactus really neat. You can see they've got their little buds starting to form. Not sure exactly when they blossom, you know, how many weeks from now, but won't be too long. It's nice I don't have to worry about getting more thorns in my shoes. I'm just pulling out ones that I acquired yesterday. But yeah, this is really nice park. Definitely bigger than the state parks near my house. Wow. We're definitely heading in the right direction here. There's all kinds of butterflies. And yeah, this is the river overlook trail now. Have you guys ever seen a caterpillar that fast? Look at him. I was walking and this guy was just flying across the ground. He's slowing down now for the camera. If you want to pause right here, you can. Right here is the Guadalupe River. I'm pretty sure it's not flooded or anything. Yesterday there was a lot of rain. I believe down that way is where people would be swimming and stuff. We'll definitely go check it out. The water's calling my name. Maybe we could find some fossils too. Now we are on the Cedar Sage River Trail and we're hiking this. Finally have a little bit of shade. I was starting to get a little burnt. And my hands are starting to turn red. Try to stay covered up in the sun, you know, since I haven't had a tan in like 6 months. You gotta smell it. It's all you smell is cedar. He is eating everything on that tree. So right here's a nature center, which is really cool. They're closed right now. Right there's where kids can enter. That's pretty cool. I love all the displays they do. Kind of makes me want to be like a artistic director for state parks. Really interesting stuff. Once again though, I wish you guys could smell what it smells like here. I mean, it's amazing. There's a bunch of fossils. This is all limestone. Back behind me was a butterfly garden. There was one butterfly in there, but a family pulled up, went in, so I didn't film it. This is so cool. This is really cool. Woodland blind. Look. There's a feeder. There's a bunch of feeders here. Oh my gosh. Look at all of them. There's a bunch of birds. This is honestly one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It is the coolest thing actually. Even over scenic outlooks and things. Coolest thing I've seen at a state park. So many birds, wildlife. Anyone could just come sit and watch. And they're used to humans, so they don't really fly away. While there's still some light out, I figured I'd make dinner, but right here, I think this is a piece of a giant oyster. I know they don't exist anymore. I believe that's what that is. There was a ton of them. I didn't go on the beach yet, but I'm gonna cook before it's dark so you guys can see it. We just got a butane burner because it is absolutely full fire ban here, which is understandable. We're gonna click this in, and once we get the pan on here, I'll show you what we're cooking. We have a pan with water in it because these are kind of frozen. And these are chili cheese dogs from Granzine's Market. Here they are. Chili cheese dog. They look really good. You can see the cheese in them. And they look a little spicy. But we're gonna just put those in the water. Don't worry, I'm not just boiling them. I wanted to boil them first to unthaw them, and then we will make sure they're nice and crisp. And then right here we have red peppers and onions and some butter. Alright, so I added in some butter. Now we got our onions and peppers. And that's why I still have a little bit of water in here, just so it will steam these a little bit. And then that water should evaporate. I'll add more butter, and then we'll crisp everything up. I need to put a little salt and pepper on this though. Let me get this pulled out of here. I made these really crispy. Kind of hard to tell. The doves sound really nice here. Now these aren't super caramelized, but they're very cooked. There was just too much butter in here. So, yeah, I'll let that oil or the butter drip off to the side. Here is our food. Just some mustard. Chili cheese dogs. They make them, I believe, at the market where we got them. So now we're going to cut into one of these chili cheese dogs that I had a root on. I just took off. So you can see the cross section there. We got some good cheese action. Let's give it a shot. Pretty good. It tastes like a chili cheese dog. I mean, I don't see any beans or anything. I think it's just like the chili seasoning, and then they put cheese in. Pretty good though. I'm gonna try it in some mustard. Those are some really good hot dogs, actually. I mean, I don't even have a bun, and they're pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this as quick as I can. And I know it's not a crazy meal, but for my diet it still is, even with the onions and peppers. So if I eat fast enough and the sun's still up just enough, I'm gonna go down to the beach there and get in the water. So we'll see. I might not make it though. I'm gonna go hop in the water. There's one other person swimming, so we shall see. Well, I was just swimming right over there, and I was watching up on the cliff here. There were a few lizards. I don't know what type of lizard. They were all the same looking, but they were up, kind of climbing alongside the cliff, fighting over bugs. So I'm gonna go out over here. Doesn't even look like water, and see if I can find any fossils. So I'm walking back to the hammock, and I'm being quiet because I want to see an armadillo. But I walked over this rock, and I seen a white rock, and I was like, that kind of looks like a skull. Oh. By the way, I found a fishing lure, and I found some little fossils, which I'll show. But there's a skull. I don't know if it's plastic or what. It's a plastic skull, come off of a ring. I'm gonna leave that. Someone else can find that. Just had a shower, and here is the giant oyster, I believe, or giant clam. I think it's, I want to say oyster shell. There are a ton of those over there. There's a certain layer that is just loaded. And right here we have, I believe it's an echinoid or a fossilized sea urchin. Kind of hard to see it. It's right here. You see the lines? That's the barrel. So this is the top of the sea urchin, and it's kind of covered by this rock, and it goes in this way. So tricky to see, but you gotta trust me, it is there. These bugs are flying in my mouth. Here is some sort of, I want to say limestone, like a limestone, like geode kind of thing. Pretty cool, sparkly. And then I found a Rapala Shadow Wrap Shad 09. This was under the cliff, hiding from me, but I found it. Since you guys can't see anything, you can see a string of lights, right? Well, that string of lights is right on the ridge line of the hammock. So, there it is. There's an armadillo. He's going right up here. Look. Look. He's coming over. He's eating grubs. My first armadillo. He's really digging. He's looking for grubs. Or worms. Whatever he's eating, I don't know. I just know he's digging. I'm not far from him. It was really cool seeing an armadillo. He was literally like 10 foot from where I'm at right now in the hammock. But I might do a live stream or something on the channel. And we're gonna hang out in here. It's nice, we only got one little bug in here that got in. But that is it. I nodded off a little bit. It is currently midnight. And I'm gonna head to bed. I can't really see much, but I don't feel like shining my light. So I'm gonna get more situated, comfort-wise, and it's a little cold out. And then we'll go to full bed. Alright guys, so you can start to see the light a little bit in the trees. There's a lot of turkeys out. I don't know why there's so many. But I have been shivering for a while now. It is actually really cold. And yeah, I'm just waiting for the sun to come up so I can warm up. It is now morning, and I've just been kind of watching the tree above me. There was a little lizard I seen for a split second, and he just kind of took off. There's just a lot of doves. That was a really cold night. I didn't expect it to be that cold. I think it got down to like 57 or something, but keep in mind I lost a lot of weight and I get really cold now, and also I didn't have an underquilt, so that's the problem there mainly. But yeah, I'm gonna get up and walk to the restroom. It's not far up the road. It's just a simple restroom setup, and there's actually showers there too, which are nice, and you don't need a key to use them. Yeah, I'm gonna get up, and it looks pretty nice out. It's supposed to get up to, I think, 94 today, which right now I wouldn't mind if it was 94, but I know in a couple hours I'll be too hot. So we're gonna get up and cook some sausage and eggs. Well, here's the problem I ran into last night. I had to put these on at one point, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, there's some roly-polies on here. Look at them. It won't focus. There they are. I gotta shake them out of here. I don't want to crush them. My shoe is covered in them. Let me shake them off there. That's what I got set up. I've got the burner going. I've got some sausage links. I have butter, salt, pepper, and 3 eggs. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the sausage in, and we'll get those kind of pre-cooked, and then I will crisp them up and add our eggs. Now, like I said, these are like homemade sausage links from the Granzine's meat market, but they're taking a bit to crisp up. And then once these are done, I'll have to move them onto the plate, and then we'll put our eggs in. But it smells pretty good. I got the sausage nice and crispy. I really like it crispy like that. And the eggs, they just look like that because I fried them in, you know, butter. There was a lot of it, so they're basically deep fried eggs. They look really good though. I accidentally dumped a bunch of pepper on one though. But we are gonna try this out. It's starting to warm up already. Try some sausage first. I have the burner going with water in the pan. That fried really well. They're both really good. One of the eggs I actually did dippy yolk, which I don't usually do. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and I'll get that pan cleaned, and then we'll pick up. Alright, I'm gonna take the hammock down, pack it in. Here's the bag for it. Actually, you don't have to take it out of the bag. Well, technically you take it out of the bag, but there's a way to just have this bag basically up there, and whenever you're done, you just pack it right back in along the line. So I wasn't thinking, and I took the bag off, but we'll get it packed up. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. My ride is here, and we're all packed up. I want to thank Onewind for sending me the double hammock with the mosquito net. That helped a lot. I know I was cold last night, but I just didn't have an underquilt or anything on, so that's obviously why. But really comfortable, the hammock. It was a lot easier on my back than a tent, which I'm happy to find out. And yeah, I appreciate it. I'll have an affiliate link down below for the double hammock. And as far as Texas goes, this was where we were. So I would have done some more different camps, different sites, but just been real busy down here doing other things, so. But yeah. The armadillo last night, he was right between those two trees. Right there, that's the closest he got. And he come right around and was here. He seen me and he took off. I mean, after I filmed and showed you guys the armadillo, he come back and then he was literally right under the hammock, so. But yeah, it's supposed to be 94 today, so yeah, it's gonna get very hot. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.